topic of topics. What I find and what we have found that works best is to give students specific topics. What we found a lot are that we sometimes get book reports or topic reports, and that's not what we're looking for as an assessment group. What we're looking for is, do they have a good grasp of the writing? Can they write an argument essay by the time that they leave 095 and are ready to go into 101, where the research paper is so important? Be prescriptive. So one of the things that we would recommend is to set aside some class time for your students. How do they have the structure? How can they work the structure? Maybe have a roadmap or even an organizational model that they can work for. The more preparation and guidance you give the students, the more it tends to pay off in the end. Because it is so important, not only in the writing in the English department, but across the curriculum, that these students know how to write appropriately for what they need to do. Maybe you could create a sample, and we do have samples that are available to look at and prepare and show to your students. This is what a good essay looks like. This is what an essay would receive on the higher end. This is what an essay would receive on the lower end. Give your students that option of looking at these essays and seeing what works and what doesn't. So the thesis statement is something that we all believe is really the reason behind what helps a student write the best that they can write. If they are clear and focused in that thesis statement, that helps them so much when they're writing. Topic sentences sometimes are things that we need as faculty to help students with. Sometimes the topic sentences are confusing for students. The transitional sentences are confusing for students. And these are things that we strive to work for in the 095 classroom that can help students become more prepared to write their essay. Don't forget to leave time for multiple drafts. I know it might sound like you don't have enough time this semester for multiple drafts, but helping a student along with the drafts of this is just my introduction, these are my body paragraphs, this is my conclusion, they help a student gain more confidence in their writing. Is to make sure they have a works cited page, especially in the research paper, and that they follow MLA formatting. Use one of your class times to go to the library. We have a wealth of databases here at Holyoke Community College that the library has that we can look at sources and research information. But be careful about this as well, because sometimes this can also be overwhelming to a student in 095s, that as much as my students can be on any electronic device, they know very little about going into databases or how to use the web effectively. So by going to the library and a library visit, you can show them which databases to use. But it's more effective to pick out which articles you want to use from those databases so that they can at least know that these are the 3 things that I can choose from. These are the only 3 pieces I can use to get their feet wet before they go into 101. This is also helpful in the labs. 095 has a writing lab attached to it every week. And with that writing lab, a lot of times what I use it for is to not only help students become familiar with the databases, but as a writing assignment. So when they come in, they write their introduction, and then they put it on the computer and they can print it out in the writing lab, and we can work on it from there. So these writing labs, the visits to the library, helping them with their topic on a weekly basis is what keeps students in this 095 ready and able to feel confident in 101. If you should have any questions about this, and I'm sure it's a lot of information, please don't hesitate to call Sarah Gelman, who will be the head of the developmental committee for 095, as I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help you.